Hey everyone. It's good to see you for our spring recital for 2021. And we're live now, and I see you all are in the comments already, the live chat. I think they used to call it super chat. Maybe they don't do that anymore. But what we want some interaction. So if you are watching and you don't have like a keyboard attached to your device, I would highly recommend going over and grabbing a computer or a phone or a tablet or something like that and watching from there too. So that way you can interact with us on the chat. I have some cool things that we're gonna do on this one, and so I see a lot of people here. So we got some people from La Mirada. Yay, La Mirada. And that's where I used to live. And then we have a family from Diamond Bar here. Awesome. Actually, I grew up in Diamond Bar. So that's pretty cool. I know right where that is. And so I know for us, we over here we have myself. I'm up in Lake Arrowhead, and I don't know if I guess you can't see our small pictures right now. You can probably see me though. We have our instructors, Darby, who is actually coming to us from Illinois right now, and so she's over back in her home with her parents, where she grew up, and so yeah, thousands of miles away. And our instructor Lisa, who is right now in Kentucky, and I think you're actually doing something really cool there because you are just part of a musical family. So you are there to watch your sister, twin sister, right, Lisa? Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
twin
that's right.
sister, do her master's recital, and so on violin, and so that I think that's super awesome, and so and her family's all there, and then our newest instructor, Kara, she's coming to us from South County in San Juan Capistrano, beautiful place. And I would definitely live there. It's one of those places I would go on vacation. It's so nice there, right? Wonderful. We've got Whittier represented here, and more La Mirada. Excellent. And so we're just happy to see you all here today. And yes, very cool. I don't know if you can see the. Oh, you're probably not watching the live stream. The McHale say hi, Mrs. Carter.
Hi.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think this is one of the greatest things about our studio is that we can spread out. We don't all have to be in the same place. We don't have to travel to each other's homes, and we can just we're doing what we're doing. We're doing it well, and you guys are doing an amazing job with music, and you're doing it all from the comfort of your house. Well, I think it is time. We're going to start moving on here. I know a few people will probably join us in a second, but get the show on the road. So hope you like that. That's I made some neon lights this year. So, well, I have a question for you all to get started with. And this is what the super chat is really for here. Because I want to interact with you. I want to know what you think. And one of the things that I have become known for is knowing which joke, well, I've been known for my jokes. And so I need some help here. I need to have some evaluation on which of my jokes are good. And so I need some help evaluating. So I'm going to read off two jokes. You can laugh, and I want you to vote for the best one. So if you think the first one, A, is the best one, you write A in the comments. If you think B is the best one, you write B in the comments. So just like our practice videos, here's the first one. Where do piano players go on vacation? The Florida Keys, of course. Or do you like this one better? Two windmills are turning in the wind. One asks the other, "What's your favorite kind of music?" The other replies, "I'm a big metal fan." And so, yes. So I know that when I tell these jokes to my kids, they actually roll their eyes at me, and so, but we have a good time nonetheless. And so, right so far I'm seeing B is kind of the winner. I have Ethan. He's saying B. Yes, he is our heavy metal fan for sure. And I'll talk about him a little bit more when we celebrate him. Well, I want to talk a little bit about our studio and our recital. So the mission of M3 Creative Academy is to help families enjoy making music by providing innovative, personalized music lessons, classes, and other materials over digital platforms. And so we are all about you guys and serving you guys. Oh, I got some more A's over here in the chat too. Ah, very good. And so, furthermore, we are a company of music instructors. We all teach music. We all love music, and we strive to work together. We know that we can serve you all better by working together, and we can do more that way for you. And so I'm going to stop my screen share right now, and I want to introduce our instructors here. So over here, maybe you just say hi or something. Well, I'll just do the gallery view for a second there. So we have myself. My name is Matt. I'm the owner of M3 Creative Academy, and I started things off here, gosh, 7 years ago. I've been teaching music for. I realized this a little while ago. I've been teaching music for 21 years. And yes, I did start when I was 12 years old. No, just kidding. I was young, definitely. I was under 20 still. But with the big red wall and that awesome grand piano, we have our instructor, Darby. She is a wonderful piano instructor as well as a viola instructor. And so we do include my son, who is a viola student of hers in our studio. And so she's coming to us from Illinois, if you're just joining us right now. And so we have Kara, and she is coming from San Juan Capistrano. She is our flute and woodwinds instructor. She has a degree in flute performance and music education. And she has been joining our studio since February and done some amazing things, helping us to better teach you guys. She's been putting together some slideshows that we use when we're teaching on Zoom that will illustrate our points better than the other way that I do it, where I hold the book up to the camera, which I know just isn't the best. And then we also have our instructor, Lisa. And so she's one of our piano instructors. She's been with us for almost 2 years, 2 school years now, and doing wonderful things and teaching her students wonderfully. She's also a composer too. And if you remember our recital last year, she actually aired a piece that she had composed that went along with a short film. So that's who we are. Now, the purpose of our recital, we got to have a purpose because we have to know how to define success. And we had 2 goals. First of all, have fun. So the question is, did you have fun? Well, if you did have fun, then you're successful, okay? It's not just about getting right notes. It's not just about practicing for weeks and weeks to do something really hard. It is about having fun in what we're doing. That music it's enjoyable. I know no musicians who do not enjoy what they do. Now, that doesn't mean that we are always enjoying everything that we're doing and it's just happy and everything, but it means that we ultimately do what we do because we like to do it. That's what we like to do. Second of all, if you did this, you were also successful, and that's sharing something that you love. And so that's how we picked our pieces, because you want to share it. We could go and we could be musicians in our little office like I'm in right now. We could go do it in our closet, but you know what? Ultimately, we want to share it with others, especially when we're making music. And that's was one of the goals of our recital. All right, so recall the steps. So you create a video performance. You listen to other people's performance, comment, and you share, and then you join us for our live recap and raffle, and that's where we are tonight. Well, tonight we are also going to hear from our instructors, and to start us off, we have a performance by Darby, and so I'll let her take a minute or two and introduce her piece.
Yeah, sure. So this is all about goal number 2, sharing something you love. Because the piece tonight that I'm sharing with you is probably my favorite piece I've ever learned. It's very dear to my heart. It's called Andante Spianato, and it's by Frédéric Chopin. And it's actually played as an introduction to a larger piece. It's a big, showy, longer piece called his Grand Polonaise Brilliant. So I learned both parts, but I'm just sharing the Andante Spianato with you tonight. So this piece I spent about a year working on before performing it for the first time. I learned it in high school. And something that really helped me as I learned it in high school is I learned it all the way and I memorized it, worked on it hard. But then I took a couple months off. And I just kind of let it sit in the background. And then when I came back to it, I had so much more energy with it and I had sort of a new perspective on it. And that really helped me work on it further. So I used it for my college auditions and I've performed it on and off throughout college and since college. So it's a piece I really, really love dearly.
Awesome. Well, here we go. Oops, wrong button. Wow. Very, very nice. That was beautiful. And so thanks so much for sharing that, Darby. Um, I think it's Chloe McHale. She commented, "My mind is blown." And so,
Thanks, Chloe.
yeah, and wow, and an amazing song. And yes, definitely, that was very beautiful. So thank you again so much for that. And well, wonderful. Well, we want to get to our first raffle, but first we want to also celebrate our students. And so I'm going to start here. And our first student to submit their video this year was Eiley. She's one of my students, and she played the song Perfect, which is usually sung by Ed Sheeran. And she had been working for months on this, how to play it on the piano and make it in, well, take it from a vocal piece and turn it into a piano piece. And so she worked really hard on this one. Great job, Eiley. You did an amazing job with it. And I liked all the comments too, talking about how you played it perfect. That was great. Zoe, too, you also took on a really hard piece, solfeggietto, and you really accomplished a good thing with this one. This one, it's a hard one, and I like all the comments that were talking about how fast your fingers were going, and yes, you were doing a great job with that one, just all up and down the arpeggios and everything. Good job. We have Sam. Sam, you took on another hard piece this year, Nocturne in E minor, also by Chopin. And so this came out really, really well. I know that this one stretched you a little bit as a musician, especially when we were learning at the third page with all those big runs and arpeggios that across diminished chords and all kinds of cool stuff with it, and then the chromatic scale. So that was a hard one, wasn't it? And then Selah, you performed Sweet Jasmine, and you did an amazing job with it. And it still strikes me, how you're not that old yet, and yet you're able to play this wonderful song. And so I want you just to be encouraged and keep going. Lisa, how about you?
So for me, I'm gonna comment on Valerie here. So she did the song Now I've Done It, and she was really excited to learn that one because it was at the very end of her of the book that she was working on. So it was like she had really, now she'd done it, and this was her first performance too, at least with this academy. So I just thought she did a really good job keeping it nice and steady, just doing her rhythm like she had been working on. Yeah, so I was really happy with how she did. She did a really good job.
Good. Wonderful, wonderful. And Darby, you have a couple students you want to talk about right now, right?
I do, yeah. I'd love to talk about Hezekiah, who played his Brahms lullaby. And I was so excited with how gently and sweetly Hezekiah was able to play this lullaby. He really thought about what it means to sing a lullaby and how you would play that to lull a baby to sleep. And he did such a good job. And his brother Elijah also did such a good job with his song Snorkeling. We worked so much on steadiness, and he really did a good job there. And this piece had some tricky things with your right hand playing a lot louder than your left hand, and he was able to do that really well. So I'm really proud of both of them.
Awesome. Yeah, we're so happy for our students, and I have two more to talk about. I actually turned the page and I saw two more. So Titus, you too, you took on a hard song, Lost Romance Blues, and I think you were really enjoying it. I was watching you play this year. First of all, in comparison to last year, one of the ways I've seen you grow is just in how much more comfortable you are in how you play, and just your skill level at the piano has increased to give you such more confidence. And then you had a lot of fun with this one because it is a bluesy piece, and so getting the swings, the rhythms in there, and the blue notes, they were there. That was just awesome. And then I also want to about Matthew, and he played Eine kleine Nachtmusik. But I want to also say, Matthew, you've been taking piano lessons right now for about what, a month and a half? And you still were eager and excited to participate in our recital this year. And so I just want to commend you for, first of all, trying, and second of all, doing such a great job. You've worked very, very hard over the past weeks. And I just want you to be encouraged to keep it going, okay? All right, so we're going to do our raffle now. And so what we have is um, what we're going to do. Hold on, let's see here. Nope. Ah, oops. Well, okay, so what you can do, sorry, I thought I had a good slide for this one. It's going to be a choice of an Amazon gift card for $20, a Target gift card for $20, or get this, a Lego store gift card for $20. And so remember with our raffle, you earn tickets by submitting a video. That earned you 3 tickets right there. And then for every comment you left about someone else's video, you earned another ticket. And so I mentioned to our parents in an email that I wanted to see if we could break our record on comments, and we did. Last I checked, we had 227 comments on all of the performances alone, and so you broke the record almost by 100 this year. And so good job. And again, this is so awesome because it's just encouraging words to one another that is going to keep us going. It's going to keep us motivated and moving forward. So I'm going to switch up my screen over here again, and we're going to, welcome Van Essens. We're going to get to our first raffle here. Let me pull this one up. There we go. Okay, so here's my wheel, and you can't actually read your names right now because, again, there are so many of you who left comments and obviously made videos that you can't read them all. And so I will hit this, and it'll spin, and it'll tell us who our first winner is, and I'll get in touch with you so that way you can choose whether you want the Amazon, Target, or Lego Store gift card. Here we go. And our winner is Eiley. All right. Well, wonderful. So Eiley, I'll get in touch with you, and you just tell me whether you want the Amazon, Target, or Lego Store gift card. All right. Now remember, you can only win once, so I am going to remove you from the wheel, and that gives a few more people chances to win. That's in my screen share. Wonderful. Well, I have one more question for you, but I'm going to see if I can get over there. Oops. And all right, it's a little getting back and forth between the different screens is kind of hard, huh? Anyways, here's the question here. Which joke is better? First one. I walked on a farm and read the sign, which it said duck, eggs. I thought that's an unnecessary comma, and then it hit me because you get it. The egg hit you. You're supposed to duck. Ah, okay. Or which one's better? Why did Humpty Dumpty have a great fall? Well, to make up for his miserable summer. See, I had 2 egg jokes. I don't know which one's better. You got to help me out here. So in the comments, either go with A or go with B. So, and we as we keep moving here, we have another performance coming up. So as you're telling me which joke is better here, Lisa and Kara got together and they created a performance that collaborated between the flute and the piano. And I mentioned Kara, she's our new instructor, and she's a flute player, awesome flute player, and she is also our woodwind instructor. She can also teach clarinet and saxophone, and so but flute's really her main instrument, and so we want to enjoy this piece. But I thought I would let them kind of take some time and tell you a little bit about the piece. Go for it.
Yeah, so we decided to learn Summer by Herman Beeftink, and his name is pretty funny. When we saw it, we were like, is this a typo? But it's actually Beef Tink. That's his last name. So we were like, okay, let's listen to it because maybe this will be good. And we listened to it and it was really pretty. So we were like, okay, let's just learn it. So I think it was really, really fun to do, but it was also pretty challenging for me, and just because the rhythm was constant, up and down arpeggios, up and down. So Kara would have a rhythm that was almost the same, but she wouldn't come in quite on the downbeat. So it was basically like I had the downbeat and then she had to come in right after that. So it was like the rhythm was the hardest part for us because we had to like get ourselves locked in with each other. So we really had to listen to each other. And that was really, I think, a good and fun experience for both of us, just kind of to get better at listening to each other because, collaboration is a huge part of music. So that was really good for us too.
Yeah, and another cool thing about the piece, normally when you're looking for music for both piano and then another instrument, like in my case, flute or even violin, clarinet, whatever instrument, it's generally that main instrument will have the main melody and the piano is kind of in the back seat. It's more of a support role. So it was fun with this piece to find something that really had a balance between the flute part and the piano part, because there's times where I'll have the main melody and then Lisa's more supportive, and then there's times where I have more of a back row and Lisa's the main melody. So that was a lot of fun. And there's also an instance in the piece where there's a little bit of a cadenza in the flute part. And it was fun to play around with that because originally when I looked at it, it was hard to line up with the piano part. And when I went back and listened to the recording, it actually had nothing, it was completely different than what was written in the music. So listening to that, I felt, and Lisa also agreed, that we could take some creative license and mess around with the cadenza a little bit. So it was a lot of fun to play and collaborate with Lisa on this.
Wonderful. Well, let's enjoy this. Here we go. is so neat, and I love it. The uh, one of the comments from a student, Annika, she says, it really touches my heart. And that is awesome. So thank you so much for sharing that too. And um, I love that you were able to collaborate on it as well and kind of just highlight how the flute and the piano can interact so wonderfully together. And then, that's really something about music. I know I mentioned this a lot last year, is it brings people together in unique, unexpected sometimes ways, and we just always will come together with that. So, way to go! Thanks so much. Well, I have another joke evaluation for you all here. If I can find it here, let's see. Wait, where'd it go? There it goes. Um, Let me share my screen again here. Um, there we go. So, oh yeah, by the way, the egg jokes, the grammar one won. So it's that unnecessary comma that you got to watch out for, and the egg flying through the air. So here's another one. Most people know, or most people have heard of the famous artist Vincent van Gogh, but you may not have heard of his bird-watching cousin, Flamingo. Or how about this one? I know someone's going to like this one. How does Luke Skywalker know when Santa is in the room? He senses his presence. Different kind of presence, right? Well, wonderful. So chime in on this one. Is it A or is it B? Which one's better here? These are different jokes here, but I know sometimes our students don't get all the jokes or they don't even think they're funny. But anyways, chime in. Tell me which one's better. And then I have one more question for you here too. So let's see if I can find it. We're just curious. Concerts are finally coming back after the whole quarantine. And if you could go to a concert of anyone at any time in history, who would you go see? We're curious. So maybe write this down in the comments too. And so I think for me, the person that I would like to go see the specific concert that I would like to see was the premiere of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in Vienna, and I don't even know what year it is, but Beethoven conducted it. But think about this. This was towards the end of his life, and he was deaf. He conducted it because he knew how the piece could sound. And then everybody in the audience supposedly burst into applause and stood up, and it made a great deal out of it. And yet he didn't look around at first. So the concertmaster, the first violinist, had to go and turn him around so that he could see how much people loved it. So that'd be my concert. So what about you all? So maybe Lisa, what do you think? Oh,
Um, at any time in history, man, I'm trying to think of one, but there's so many.
oh,
Possibly Bach, because that was when there was like full-on choirs, full organ, you know. That would probably be my answer because you could hear they would all be there. You can still get that these days, but
true.
it would be cool to hear it, with Bach there.
Yeah, very true. I like that. So what do you think, Darby?
I might have to go with Bach too. And it'd be so interesting to hear it in its original, all the original instruments and the original acoustics. And I'm sure it would change how I play it today too.
Mhm.
So, but I wouldn't have wanted to live during his time. So that's making me a little nervous about the answer.
Right. Very true. What do you think, Kara?
Probably the premiere of the 1812 Overture by Tchaikovsky, just
Oh,
to be able to see like the reactions of the cannons at the very end.
very true. That's a good point, huh? Yeah, like definitely the flair for the dramatic here, whether it's just the acoustics of a cathedral or cannons used in an orchestra. So I love it. I think some of our students are chiming in. So Ethan says Metallica live at the Metro in 1986. That is really specific, Ethan. So good job. Sam is saying Hans Zimmer and Handel's Messiah and U2. Maybe this is the whole family here, actually. Ezra, my son says Striper. I don't know if any of you know who that is. They're kind of a hair metal band back in the 80s. Weird connection. I have actually met the bass player for the band. Micah says opera. Yes. So we got to go to an opera, bud. Adela would want to hear one of David's psalms performed. Wow, that is awesome. I think yeah, I definitely opened the question up to all of history. So why not? That's pretty cool. And that's even more cool because we actually don't know what they sounded like. But they didn't write music down like we write it down today, so we don't have a way of understanding what it would sound like. That's cool. Jackson says Queen. Oh, very cool. That's why you're performing or learning Bohemian Rhapsody right now. And my wife says she agrees with Ethan, and she wants to go see Metallica. And oh, I guess Mr. Hampson also would agree that Metallica in Moscow just after the Soviet Union fell. Yes, that's definitely a historic concert right there. So I think that is pretty cool. Well, it is time to get to our next raffle and celebrate a few more students. So, Lisa, do you want to go first on this one and celebrate Benjamin, Peter, and Ella?
Oh yeah, okay. So for Benjamin, he did his Star Wars piece, and both Benjamin and Peter, they're brothers. They both have a really nice, precise way of counting and just making sure that they've got that rhythm. So his was really nice and precise, and he learned his whole right hand by ear, and I could tell that he was just doing a really good job of not rushing because before he'd sometimes, go a little speedy. So he was doing so good at just keeping it nice and steady. So I was really happy with that. Should I just go straight to Peter, or is it?
Yeah, just go straight to Peter.
Okay, okay. So then same with, Peter was also very precise. I was really happy with that. And just seeing how enthusiastic he is to perform, his smile was just so nice to see.
Yes.
And his dynamics. I noticed that especially, and I was like, good job. So he's been working really, really well with doing those things.
Great. And what about Ella?
And then Ella, so she was, when she first found that piece, the left hand was kind of challenging for her. So she just really worked on that. And now listening to her performance, it kind of sounded automatic for just pinky thumb, just, getting that left hand really solid. So that was kind of new to her. And she just worked on it and got it really solid. So I was really, really proud of her for doing that. So nice job, Ella. That's great.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, way to go. So I have a few more students to talk about. So John, Ella's brother, actually, he played. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And by the way, that's a song by U2. John is the biggest fan of U2 under 10 right now. Okay, he knows every song. He can play several of them even at this point. And I didn't see him in the comments, but I know that he's going to want to go to U2. Oh no, he did. Yeah, there's the whole family there. But so awesome job, John. And you really were rocking that one out, and it had like that ethereal effect to it. Where it's just kind of floating. And I actually went to the Joshua Tree concert when they redid it a couple of years ago, and I think your performance was better. So good job. Ethan. Now, Ethan, he's the guy who wants to go see Metallica. And so he actually performed some Metallica for us in our recital. He did Creeping Death. Awesome song. I think it's from like their 1982, 84 album, something like that. And so, and a funny story about this one, I really want to commend you for challenging yourselves. That's kind of the hard thing about recital sometimes is, we want to set our goals high, but we don't want to go too high. And so I first asked him one week and he goes, well, I think I want to play this song. It's called Seek and Destroy. And I said, oh, okay, great. So I spent the lesson kind of teaching him how to kind of work through it and learn it. And then he comes back the next week and he goes, you know what, Seek and Destroy was too easy. I'm going to do something harder. I want to try Creeping Death. And so that's where we landed on. So great job, Ethan, for challenging yourself. Valerie, you did an awesome job with Cotton Eye Joe, and this is a fun little song. Just getting all those notes in there and the right rhythm and the repeat. It was an amazing performance, and so I just want to keep encouraging you. I know this is your first year of piano, and I know that you have many, many more ahead of you where you're going to be able to make great, awesome music. And then Valerie, Eliana, you played I Got a Feeling. This one, I saw that it inspired you, and so maybe that would be your concert, right? Black Eyed Peas. And so you did an amazing job with that. And one thing I really liked is that you were patient and you worked really hard at getting the melody, when the singing part melody with the bass part, and getting the coordination. That coordination is hard. So you did an amazing job with that. And so thank you for all your hard work. We got Jaden, of course. He's one of our ninth grade students, and he played one of my absolute favorite songs, Spinning Song. It's actually, I know for a fact, one of my mom's favorite songs, because she took piano when she was a kid, and she learned that one too. And actually, that's how I learned it. I didn't actually do that in lessons. I just found it in one of her old books, and I'm like, and my mom's like, oh yeah, you should play that. It's a fun one. So I started playing it, and then got to teach it to you finally. So way to go. Cooper, you did Agua de Beber. This is a wonderful bossa nova song. You know, Cooper, for the past probably 2 years, has really been focused on learning jazz. And so, you know, there's a lot to jazz that isn't written down. And so we have to put the songs together. And, you know, I mentioned this in our lesson. We were comparing like this year's performance to last year's, and we saw just how much you've grown in your abilities, in your knowledge, and it's really been paying off. And then your brother Jackson too. Jackson, you did an amazing thing too. I know you like jazz and rock and roll as well, which is why you want to go see Queen. And so you did what I Say by Ray Charles. It's a pretty awesome piano rock song, or blues song, I guess, really. And you just rocked it out. It was sounding like Ray Charles there. Okay. Finally, I want to celebrate Elijah Viegas. You know, you did Schindler's List, and I mentioned this when one of our emails to the parents, but your performance, it was not only accurate and have, you know, good tempo and rhythm and all the right notes, but you gave it that extra bit of it. It had that feeling. It brought out the sorrow of the Holocaust that movie is about, and you could feel and you could sense it when you're playing it. And so I just want to commend you for just your awesome performance on that one. So Darby, how about you? You want to celebrate Karis and Micah?
I'd love to. Yeah. Karis did such a great job this semester. And I had a blast working with her on such a variety of styles of music, from Baroque to ragtime. It's been super fun. So I loved the character she brought to her piece called A Joke, and her articulation was really fun, keeping it peppy and excited. And I thought she did a great job. So way to go, Karis. Then also, Micah did such a good job this spring too. And he's one of my newer students. He hasn't been taking that long, but wow, he did great. And this was the first piece that he memorized, and I believe the first piece where both hands play together at the same time.
Hmm.
So I was really proud of him for his progress and his work on the steady tempo and all the details that go into this piece. So way to go, Micah.
Yes, way to go, Micah. And everyone here. And Karis, thanks for participating too, because you know how much we love jokes too. So, um, well, wonderful. Well, it's time to get to our next raffle. So I'm going to pull up our wheel again, and we're ready to get going here for another spin. Oops, there we go. Let's see who the winner is this time. The winner is Adela. Hey, congratulations, Adela. Well, wonderful. So again, you get a choice of that $20 Amazon, $20 Target if you like shopping in person these days, or a $20 Lego store gift card. So I'll be in touch with you too. And I should write this down. There we go. And so, yeah, so we'll get in touch and you can pick which one you want. So way to go. Wonderful. So I'm going to do that and in the screen share. And I have another joke for you to evaluate here. I really do cherish your opinions on this, because I want to know if my jokes are good. And so here we go. Which joke is better? A, the other day at marching band auditions, a chicken showed up thinking the director would have to let him in because he had his own drumsticks. Or, my first job was to rip little pieces of paper at a piñata factory, but I quit because it was just terrible. But then again, so is this joke. So, go to the comments there, go to the chat, let us know. Is it A or is it B? Is it A or is it B? And anyways, well, wonderful. Well, our next performer, we're going to move on to our performer, but get going in the comments, is actually going to be me. So I'll leave this up for a second, and you can decide on your jokes on which one's better here. Oh, I see some B's, some A's. All right. Well, I'm the next performer here. Now, I actually did something this year that I have actually not done in any of the M3 Creative Academy recitals, and that is I'm performing on guitar. when I was introducing myself, I didn't tell you what instruments I played. I play piano, and I also play the guitar. And so I've thought about it many times, but there was always something else on piano that kind of just led me to perform at the recitals. And so, but this year I kind of set it out and said, nope, I'm going to do something on the guitar. Well, I also wanted to finish up a project that I had started a number of years ago. You see, one of the hard things for guitar players is finding music that is doable and still involves a lot of challenge, but not too much challenge, and yet you so we can succeed at it. And so it's kind of that intermediate level. But there's lots of good stuff at the beginning stage. There's lots of really advanced stuff, but there's not a lot of that intermediate stuff. So you know what I did? I took to writing my own songs. And so a few years ago, I wrote one called Midnight Blues. And you can actually go onto our YouTube channel and see me perform that one. It's a pretty fun little blues song. And then this year, my goal was always to write three. Well, I did the second one this year, so I'm calling it Blues Soul. And it's kind of a fun one. And I also had fun making the video for it. And so I kind of went out and I made a music video. So I'll let you watch this now. And so let me share it with you. I didn't get the chance to get it open while someone else was talking here. There we go. And let me start it. Here we go. right. I'd put that little ending on there. That was appropriate. Well, wonderful. And I had fun making that. And definitely I'll be teaching that to students in the future. And so that's to come. So I was looking back, and thanks for the comments too. Um, I like the one that you're the coolest, Mr. Matt, and I'm gonna let my kids know that, by the way, because I'm their dad after all. Um, and so, oh, thank you guys, thank you. And yeah, so with the joke, it looks pretty split between A and B on that one. So there's the chicken, joining the marching band because he has the drumsticks, or the pinata factory joke. So, well, very good. Well, we're going to get to our third and final raffle here, and we still have a little bit more after that, but we want to recognize our students first. And so, Darby, do you want to talk about Jacob and Ezra?
Yeah, that'd be great. So Jacob did so well this spring with his piece called Robots Marching. And I was really proud of how quickly he learned this piece too. He learned it so fast. And this piece has like got a lot of moving all around the keyboard, a lot of action like that. The right hand's playing legato while the left hand's got staccatos. He did so well with all of it. It was so steady and super fun. So I loved the way he played it. Also, his dynamic differences were really great too. So awesome job, Jacob. Then Ezra, he played Humoresque by Dvorak, and it was such a fun piece. I remember there was one lesson that he came to his lesson and played it. I was just amazed at the progress he had made in just 1 week. I just loved the character differences he brought into it. He brought so many different moods, way down on the low string. It was just this big, beautiful viola sound that I loved. So he did really, really well, and I'm super proud of his progress. And I also just want to give a shout out to my other students, Delani, Jack, and Emery, who just started. They are brand new
Yes.
students, and they are already making great, great progress. So although they are too brand new to participate in the recital this year, I'm really proud of all the progress they're making. So good job.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, we were proud of all of our students, whether they could participate or not. And there's variety of reasons and things like that. But yeah, so wonderful, and especially we've always seen the most growth in our studio starting in January, not at the beginning of the school year, but in January. So it does make the spring recital a little tricky on that sense. But yeah, everyone has done an amazing job, and it's just good to see everybody and kind of hear what everyone's doing too. So all right, hey Lisa, do you want to talk about Zoe and Lila?
Yeah. So Chloe, I think that's who. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Chloe.
So
Uh-huh.
Chloe, she actually learned the Pirates of the Caribbean piece, right hand by ear. So she just used her ear training to do that, and I was really proud of her for getting that because I thought at first, well, maybe this will work, but maybe it might be a little weird with the rhythm because it has to go right, left, right, like type of rhythm. Um, but when she came back after I showed it to her, then she had it down, and I was like, "That's awesome!" So she did really good at learning the rhythm of that piece, being able to go back and forth. Yeah, so she did really well on that. So and then Layla, she had a really nice touch on that piece. That piece, she did not have a whole lot of time to learn the Once Upon a December. So I was really proud of her for going through that. And so her touch was really nice, and that was one that she also did by ear training. So
Oh wow.
for her right hand, yeah, she figured that out. So that was really good. Yeah, it's been cool seeing Layla get better at just just going through and using her ear to figure these things out because she's really gotten way better. Um, and then Ava, so this was also her first recital piece,
That's right.
and she did so good. I asked her if she wanted to perform, and she was so excited. She was like, "Yes, I'll do it." So that was just really cool to see her attitude about that. And she did keep it nice and steady, just like she's been working on. So I was really proud of them, of all of them, for getting their pieces down like that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, they did so well, and so awesome. And yeah, Lila also she participated in the Bakathon, right?
Yeah, she did.
That's right. And so yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely have
yeah, Layla.
seen a lot of growth and everything. So wonderful.
Hmm.
Well, I do have a couple more students to talk about. And so first of all, Adela, who just won our raffle here, you played Starry Night wonderfully, and definitely a performance to be proud of. Um, it it was first of all, it was one of those songs that we were working on because we were learning 6/8 time, and you were working really hard on that. You learned it really well, and then one of the things we do in performance, and you did this amazingly well, is you took it and you put feeling to it, and you painted a picture. You created a story with it, and that was just a wonderful thing that you did with that, and so great job, Micah, my son Micah. You this is your first recitals in 2 years. You actually played guitar in our last one 2 years ago, and then last year you broke your arm in March, so you couldn't do anything. And then this year you come back and you start a new instrument. So you've been playing the French horn for probably the past couple of weeks, and you worked really hard to get the when the Saints go marching in. And so I just love that you were doing that. You've been practicing every single day, and also I have to give a big shout out because he's my son, but I am actually not teaching him French horn, and none of us on here are teaching him French horn. It's actually my dad who is teaching him French horn. But I of course let him participate in our recital while we do this as well. So I think again you just did such a wonderful job, Micah. So be proud of yourself, okay? um, Emily, thank you so much for playing for Elise. You're one of those students who was kind of in that awkward stage of like, well, I haven't had lessons that long, but I still want to play something. So you worked extremely hard and you learned for Elise the first part of it. And so congratulations on that. And this is one of those songs I think it's gonna stick with you for a long time. And then the cool thing about this one, the way you're playing it right now is very, very similar to the way Beethoven actually wrote it. So when we finally get there and you get some more skills under your belt, we can play the real thing and the whole thing, and get all the different sections of it together. And then Lily, you too, you have been playing not very long, but you did a great job with Steppin' on the Beach. And you got the rhythms in there, you got the timing in there. It was just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So way to go, Lily. Joey, so aloha. And I just wanted to say to you too, great, great job. You were really getting the handle in on switching quickly between the chords and getting the timing down on the song. So you played "Have You Ever Seen the Rain," and you just kind of you mastered that one so well. So be proud of yourself, Annika. And so Annika is another student who has been doing just an amazing job here, and I've seen you grow so much over the past year. You've grown in your abilities to read music, your abilities to play with hands together. It looks way more comfortable when you're playing on the piano now. And of course, you have also grown in your ability to play by ear, which is what you were doing for your recital piece. You played, well, we called it canon in C because you were playing Pachelbel's canon in D, but in the key of C. So we called it canon in C, and you made a great performance of it, just straight through. And I know when you first showed that to me, I said, hey, we should book you for weddings. And we really should because you play it so well. And then finally, Jonah, I wanted to talk about you. Jonah, he has over the years been a guitar student of mine. And this year he said, hey, you know what? I want to learn how to play piano. He's an actor and he is very, very busy, but he also is busy writing songs. And so this year he said, I think for the recital, I want to write a song. And I have just been so impressed how you have learned so much with it, in terms of like harmonies. You know what secondary dominants are. I mean, crazy cool stuff that most freshmen in high school just we just don't know. And so you are doing a great job with that and putting it all together, getting all the rhythms in there, recording it in Logic. That was just an amazing job to get it all there. And I know on I think it was Wednesday I saw you and you hadn't gotten all the words yet. And I know I panicked. I was like, oh my gosh, he's not going to be able to do it. But yeah, you got all the words in there. Not only are they good words, but they make sense. So way to go. Well, wonderful. So here we are. We're going to do our third raffle. So for our Lego, Amazon, or Target gift cards here, let me share my wheel again. If I can find it. Where does it go? Oh, there we go. And we're going to pick our next winner. So here we go. Who will it be? The winner is Annika. All right, wonderful. I just got done talking about you. So, way to go, Annika. Well, congratulations. Okay, so I'm just write that down so I don't forget. And so let me stop my screen share. And okay, now we're not quite done here yet. I do have a couple more students that we want to talk about. Um, we have this year 3 high school seniors that I think we are all really, really proud of. And so I just wanted to talk about them and make sure that we are celebrating them accordingly. They've been students for several years now. And one of the things we have to realize in what we do as a music academy is that music is not just about doing something or being able to do something, but music, learning it changes who we are. And adults, they look back, we all look back, and we say one of 3 things. We either say, I wish I had the opportunity to learn music when I was young, or they say, I wish I hadn't quit music, or you know what else they say? They say, I'm glad that I learned to make music when I was young. And those are the 3 responses you typically get. I don't ever hear anybody say, yeah, I didn't care that I missed out on music. I've never heard that one actually. And they demonstrate these responses how dramatically music impacts our lives. So we are thankful that we could be a piece of the puzzle for you and for so many families, and we always want to take that role serious for everybody. But we are just so happy that we could have been that piece of the puzzle for you guys. And so our seniors this year, the first one I want to talk about is Frank. And so Frank has been with us since 2019. He is graduating high school this year. He's already started classes at Cerritos College, which I think is the cool thing. It's like you don't just graduate college or high school and go to college. You like mix it all in together now, which is great. And he is pursuing his certificates in welding, and so he's going to go off and, I guess, make pipes stick together, which yeah, I would love some wrought iron work on my deck. So if you want to come up, no, just kidding. Um, I'd pay you, of course. But you have a great time making music, and it we want to make sure that we are anyways. Where is that? Oh, you have a great time making music, and it shows. This year you played Nuvole Bianche. To those of you who don't speak Italian, that means white clouds. And what I loved about your performance in this one is you really painted a picture, a story with it. And so you were able to kind of get all of it through there. And it just kind of opened up right at the end. And it was like, there's white clouds kind of going through the sky. And then it just opened up and the sun's just beaming through. And then finally at the end, it's sunset. It was just amazing performance. So way to go. So for you, and actually for all of our seniors, I have a iTunes gift card for you, just as a gift for being just an awesome student and for letting us share life with you. So our second senior that we have this year is Justice, and he's a senior. He's going to be going to Fullerton Junior College next year, and he has plans to transfer to a university and studying music. Isn't that awesome? Justice has actually been a student with us since 2014. He originally started playing guitar, and then he also learned how to play the drums. He participated in a program I did a number of years ago called Worship Academy. It was how to play in a worship band and things like that. And then recently, he's also taken up singing. And then this year, he said, "Hey, you know what? I want to learn to play the piano." So that's what we've been doing this year. And so recently, too, he also played the role of Captain Hook in the musical Peter Pan. And now the cool thing, I appreciate this one too. On Wednesday when I saw him at his lesson, he showed up and there he was in his Chick-fil-A uniform. He started working at Chick-fil-A in La Habra this week. And that just shows everyone, I think, that you are indeed a nice guy who's willing to serve and do for others. So way to go, Justice, and we're glad that we are able to be part of your life during this big period here. our last senior here is Tim. He played a Lightning Strikes. It's a blues piece on the guitar. He's also been with us since 2014 and has grown tremendously in all things, in his playing abilities and, of course, his theoretical abilities as well. He like reading music and just doing amazing things with that. So he's going to be pursuing a career in computer science. Already, he's been going to class at Cypress College before transitioning, and he'll eventually transition to a university. Tim, I know you love the blues and making atmospheric music and, kind of background stuff. And so I want you all to keep up the good work and keep music going. And so again, yeah, I have an iTunes gift card for each of you, so that way you guys can just enjoy listening to music every once in a while, and actually own it, right? Well, wonderful. Well, we are here tonight, and we are kind of bring our program to an end. And so, but I just again want to say that we enjoy serving you, and we are inspired by your hard work every day to provide you just with the best music educational experience possible. That's our goal. Our goal is to help kids enjoy making music every day, and we just want to thank you for letting us be a part of a piece of that puzzle in your lives. We desire always to help you out in every single way that we can. If you want to help us out, you can do a few things. So first of all, you can like this video. That actually helps us out, believe it or not. Second of all, if you would be so kind to leave a review on Google, if you like Google M3 Creative Academy, there'll be a spot there to leave a review. And as long as it's a positive review, right? And so we would love that. Because again, it helps us to expand and get more visibility into the communities and to people who also are seeking music education. Third, if you want to leave a review on Facebook, that would be awesome too. And so real simple ways, free ways that you can just help us out with some of that visibility. So wonderful. Well, we are out of time tonight. And so I want to just again, thank you all. And I will hang out here for one more minute if you want to say goodbye in the comments. And we will all see you next week in your next lessons, right? So have a great, great evening.